I don't know, it just seemed to fit.
Oh my God.
I don't know who writes this material.
Some of the things that I have to put up with.
Dude, I'm telling you. This was your idea, pal.
It really was, but I can't see myself doing this with anybody else.
Right.
I guess that's the bad thing. Is no matter what I do, I'm stuck with you.
Yeah, Yeah, you are. Sorry.
So we're on 17 now.
Episode 17.
This one may very well be airing the week that we are in Arizona.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we are going there.
Oh, my goodness. But we're going to go out of order next week. Well,
probably.
We have gone out of order because remember, we're talking in the past now.
yes. We're talking in the past about things that are happening in the future.
Yeah, no, but
it's
it was pretty cool that we did that wooing thing, and then we're doing the wooing episode, and then
it's a very important episode for my character development this year at Colorado Renaissance Festival.
I'm gonna die laughing when somebody shows up with like a can of SpaghettiOs.
I will gladly take it.
I know you will. I know you will. It will be just insanity.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
Yeah. We're getting up there now.
You can't. We in more ways than one.
Yeah. I'm actually talking about the show.
Oh yes, the show.
I'm working on that bag. Getting our first email.
Yes.
First fan email. And then prior to that, we had our first interaction with somebody out of the state.
Yes.
That has been following us.
I know. We're that's like almost nationwide,
dude. Slowly but steadily.
We're getting there.
Slowly but steadily.
Getting there.
But today we are going to be talking about
archetypes and you.
Why is that important?
I don't know. Why is that important?
Well, it's kind of important because you need to know how to play the character.
This is true.
And it's very important to know that you're not always stuck with one archetype.
No, and that's the beauty of kind of this whole thing that we're doing is to teach people that you can do one thing one year, and it's like we always say,
yeah.
And then then what? What's for next year? What's the next step in your character's evolution? And during this episode, I'll kind of touch on where I was last year and where I will be this year, because the character I had last year is now a year past, so he's changing.
He's older.
He is older, yes, but still as handsome as ever.
He's gotten long in the tooth.
Yes, he has. But he still trudges with the best of them.
Yes. But going back to the whole sponsor thing, it's kind of interesting because every now and then we have got to mention our friends.
Yes.
Who, by the way, we only, strictly.
It's a rule.
Yeah. Yes, it is actually one of our rules that we will always and only support small vendors, most of which you can find at a Renaissance festival.
Yes.
Because you know what? That's important.
And not just our festival, other festivals too, because there are some vendors that I like that don't unfortunately come to CRF.
And there's an S on the end of that because we are festivals.
Yes.
Because
yes.
we do perform at 2 different festivals for right now.
And then next month it's going to be 3.
It's going to be chaos for a day. I don't think they're ready.
No, they're definitely not ready.
But let me talk about this guy real quick.
Absolutely.
Woodland River Creations. My buddy Keith here has pointed out that while we traditionally have unofficial sponsors, this one is actually a model. If Keith could hold still and back it up, dude.
There it is.
So his mug is actually made by these fine creators, these craftsmen at Woodland River Creations. You can check them out. They're on Facebook. They've also got their own website. You'll see the website at the very end of the podcast or today's episodes. But check this out, dude.
Yeah, dude, he does really good stuff. It's not just mugs.
No, it's not just mugs. There's vases. There's
vase.
Yes, vase.
That's good word usage.
Cornhole boards, if you're into that.
He goes vase to cornhole boards.
Hey, man. Gotta keep it classy.
That's a segue, my friend. That is fantastic.
I do like the bowls, though.
Yes.
The bowls really, I think I need a set of bowls.
I mean, who doesn't?
Just two, because I need bowls and spoons.
And spoons.
Because I don't want to carry a fork around.
I mean,
That'll tempt me to just walk around with a fork and say, hey, buddy, fork you.
Yeah, yes.
And then,
which could happen.
And then I don't have a job anymore. But check out Woodland River Creations because dude, look at this. These are gorgeous, man.
Oh, yeah.
I like the boxes, too. Like the little jewelry boxes that he has.
Yeah, you can use them as like little trinket boxes for stuff you get at the fair.
Maybe you can try to trap a child's soul in there.
Wow, that went dark.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm just saying, man. You gotta keep the mystery of youth in a box.
Lucinda's probably got 3 or 4 of those,
right?
Apparently.
And then you've got dude, just the amount of work and beauty that he does. Like, look at this.
And he's passionate about it.
He's very passionate about it. I actually reached out to him. I was like, hey, man, do you make mugs? And he's like, yeah, why? Do you need one? I said, no, I want to use you as one of our unofficial sponsors. And he goes, well, maybe I'll make you a mug. And I said, you don't have to. He's like, yeah, no, I'll think about a good aesthetic, something that goes along with what your garb looks like and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that's cool.
Yeah, no. And if you have a small shop that you would like featured, send us a message.
Yes.
Get us on Facebook Messenger, Renaissance Rascals at gmail.com. As long as you are a small independent business, we don't do corporate things. So
now if you are an LLC, we don't classify you as a corporation. That's for tax purposes.
Yeah.
What we're talking about is most of your vendors at Renaissance festivals are not incorporated.
No.
They're not a corporation, or if they are incorporated, they're just there for tax purposes.
Yeah.
So,
and this is something you don't have to pay us for. We do this because we want to promote your business.
We do this for the love of everything Renaissance, man.
But if you send us some swag, we'll be absolutely grateful.
We will not turn you down. As a matter of fact, if you bring it to us, it's even better.
That's even better.
Because that makes it just too funny.
For sure.
Let's get into all of the fun stuff.
We do have a job to do.
We do. We're talking about the archetypes today.
We are.
There's 12 of them.
There are.
Like the days of Christmas, but much more fun.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Yeah. First, because I put this one first for you.
Thank you, my friend.
Because we are on the hunt for a Baroness.
Yes. So if you would like to be a Baroness at the 2024 Colorado Renaissance Festival, you can send your resumes, headshots to renaissancerascals@gmail.com.
Quick legal disclaimer, this is in no way a guarantee for your admittance onto the cast, but
if you have spaghetti,
you can walk around with Lord Robert Adelborn III.
Of course you can.
All day long.
Yes.
At least until you run out of either Scotch eggs or spaghetti.
Yes. And then
it's on to the next one. He's a very fickle thing.
He is.
Speaking of fickle, the lover is the first archetype that we're going to talk about. The strengths of this character type is humanism, passion, and conviction.
Yes.
Doesn't necessarily mean that they are romantic.
No, not at all.
Their weaknesses are naivete and irrationality.
Love makes you do stupid things.
This could also be, if we want to modernize this for the newer generation, this is the teen girl.
Yes, it very well could be.
Classic examples of this one are going to be like Romeo and Juliet.
Yes.
Romeo specifically. A lot of Shakespearean plays actually not just Shakespearean, but the great writers will use these archetypes. So you should too when you're making your character.
Yes. I would classify Cyrano in this as well. To a certain extent.
Cyrano is, and this great segue there, sir. Your better characters will fit more than one archetype.
Yes.
Because Cyrano, while he is a lover, he is also a rogue.
Yes.
He is also the hero.
Right.
So
and so that's kind of what the overarching archetype.
It's way too many arcings.
I know that was the only way I could describe it. I'm like overarching archetype. When you guys are doing your characters and you're looking at these different archetypes, you don't have to fit yourself into one box. You may fit mostly into one and then go, well, this other one kind of works for me as well. You can incorporate 1, 2, 3. I mean, if you have, the characteristics of your character, if they fit different boxes, use them and play to those. So
I know that we're talking about these strengths and weaknesses. The big trick is, how do you portray these points?
Yes.
Because how does one portray conviction?
For me, you are steadfast to a cause.
Okay.
You are going to fall on that sword. That is, the sky's green. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, that is you are dead set on what that is.
Or perhaps you have a code of honor.
Yes. Conviction also, in this context of the lover, could be you saw that fair lass across the way, and you are
It always goes back to the Irish.
Of course it does. Especially the redheaded ones.
Yes. Yes.
I know. Include that in your resume. God, we're
squirrel.
Yeah, sorry. We digress.
Conviction.
Yes. See, I was.
It was not.
That was my conviction.
It was
of a redheaded Irish lass.
Yes.
But if you see her and you are dead set on wooing said maiden, that is another form of conviction. It may or may not work, but hey, here we are.
Okay. And now irrationality. How would you play this one?
So for me, being irrational is you're going to do whatever it takes to woo said lass.
But,
whether it's
But she's just a commoner, Lord Robert.
But it doesn't matter, my heart. Oh, she's captured my heart.
But look at the way that she's dressed.
Oh, we can change that if she comes with me.
She's missing 3 teeth.
That's okay. Those are the ones she doesn't need anyway. They're the ones towards the back.
So irrationality could be not just a wildly outrageous reaction to something. It could just be that it goes against convention.
Yeah, you're not listening to reason.
Right.
Now that and that was a great example, because obviously if, me being a noble trying to woo a commoner would be like, what are you doing? Yes, but she's captured my heart. I can't think straight. I'm going to do really stupid things.
Which we're foreshadowing, because there's going to be a great event coming up this year that Lord Robert and I are actually planning out, and it's going to be fun.
Dum, dum, dum.
Anyway, let's move on to the next one. The hero.
The hero.
Now, we had talked before while I was prepping all the slides and everything. This is something that Yen Shang and Lord Robert Adelborn III. Do I have to say the full thing every time?
No, just okay. Lord Robert's fine.
Okay, so something that Yen Shang and Lord Roberts share in common is they both perceive themselves as the hero.
Yes.
The strengths to this are courage, honor, and perseverance, while the weaknesses are overconfidence and hubris. So when I was designing Yen Shang, I picked the hero, but not because I wanted to be the hero of the village, but because the backstory is he is seeking his uncle's approval and has set to England to solidify trade with the English. So in his mind, if he does this, it will gain him honor. It will make him a hero in his uncle's eyes.
Right.
So that is why Yen Shang was originally written as the hero.
Right.
His overconfidence, 100%, dude. I mean, we even watched this happen during the Great Iron Bear escapade.
Iron Bear. Yes.
And Flim Flam, I'm looking at you. This is your fault.
It was all his fault.
It was, but so. To actually portray the strengths of this, Honor, and this is something that I struggled with at the very beginning, and our good friend Adam Bell had pointed out to me, because I am a pirate in the East.
Correct.
In the West, I am not a pirate. I am a merchant, because nobody in the West, except for maybe the Portuguese and Spaniards, know about that.
Right, right. So
I don't think I'm not that notable. I don't have that much notoriety yet.
Not yet.
No.
That's going to change.
That's going to happen. But I wanted him to be an honorable person, and he does follow a code of ethics.
Yes.
I haven't shared that with anybody on what his ethics really are, because it flows. And what Adam Bell told me was that, hey, I know you're a pirate, but there are some pirates that were actually very noble.
Yes.
And depending upon the perspective that you view said pirate, for example, what's his name? Black Sam Bellamy.
Yep.
He was a pirate, but he also was one of the only pirates that freed slave ships and turned the slave ships around and sent them back home.
Right, right.
So it depends. Perseverance is just not giving up. Like the desire to achieve the goal. Overconfidence, this is where, dude, I'm a little guy. Yen Sheng is not a very big dude.
No, not at all.
Iron Bear is massive.
Not even with the boots on.
Iron Bear made Lord Robert look like he was tiny.
Yes, he did. He gave me a bit of pause.
And this is where the hubris comes in.
Right.
Now, you said that Lord Robert was also viewed as the hero, and you shared with me why, and I think it's interesting.
So last year was my first year portraying Lord Robert.
Okay.
So his place in his kingdom was he was the second son. So my job was basically fighting battles. I was the leader of the army. I was the one that rode in, so I was obviously very military, very confident, very strong. You can't beat me. It was the whole thing, because I had to portray strength.
Right.
Strength, that was my thing. And so that I had a very strict code of conduct that I adhere to. So it was the weakness was my overconfidence that I was always going to be this. This was my lot in life, and I accepted that lot. That was perfectly fine with me. That I was the one going out fighting the battles, getting the glory, coming home and having everyone cheer. Ah, Lord Robert! Ah, that was who my character was.
And now,
but and then, as we like to say, go back and watch that episode. And so now, as my character is progressing, my father and my brother have passed. So I am no longer
not of natural causes.
No. So now I have been thrust into the Baron role to take my father's role, which should have went to my brother. So I was never prepared for this.
Pesky camels.
So while I am still slightly the hero, because I still have a lot of the same characteristics, that is now getting kind of marginalized.
He's maturing
to other archetypes that we'll go through here as we get to them. Then I'll kind of I'll kind of highlight those to where now my character, the way he is going to be talking and acting, dressing, is all going to change this year from last year. So if anyone remembers me from last year or sees the pictures, don't even.
Who are you again?
Shush. Oh.
Sorry.
If anyone knows of a new host for the Renaissance Rascals podcast, please send. No,
it's funny. It's
but funny. Yeah. So it's the and then it's the character development. It's the maturation process of Lord Robert. So as we go through, we shall highlight how he will change this year,
which is really funny because I I honestly believe that you and I, while we do have similarities in the way that we as actors do things, I think that as we go through this, hopefully the audience, you guys understand that Keith's character is progressing.
Yes.
Okay, Yen Shang flitters between these different archetypes because it depends on the situation.
Right.
I have not. He hasn't had any growth other than I've got letters of marque from the king. So I am a privateer for England, which is really funny to me.
Well, and why wouldn't you?
But it kind of cracks me up because that's about the only thing, and that still fits the original archetypes that I had written. So moving on to the next one. Oh, your heroes here. Basically pick any protagonist that's out there in any movie.
Yes, King Arthur.
D'Artagnan.
Oh,
That's my favorite one. Specifically the 1994 version of the Three Musketeers. Yes. I do have to put that out there.
Yes, Rocky Balboa.
Frodo. Legolas would probably be the better one.
Yeah, I could see where that would be.
So moving on, we've got the Magician.
Ooh.
And we are not just talking about Merlin.
No.
We are talking about people that they are considered omniscient. They know all, they see all, but they are also powerful figures who have harnessed the ways of the universe to achieve key goals.
Yes.
So they could be Artie. What's Artie's?
The Great Ardini.
The Great Ardini. He knows all, he sees all, and he knows some magic tricks.
And he does know some magic tricks. And he's a good dude.
Yes, he is. But they're usually very disciplined. Now, it may not be very apparent of what their discipline is, but they have a certain mannerism about themselves.
Yes.
But they are very prone to being corruptible.
Yes.
And arrogant.
Yes, my the one and the one I always use for this one is once again going back to Three Musketeers is Cardinal Richelieu.
Richelieu was definitely
and they're like, "Whoa, no, he's not a magician." No, but you have to remember he was one of, if not the most powerful figure at that time because he was the head of the church.
Correct.
So he had eyes and ears everywhere. He knew everything that was going on. He heard everything that was going on. And once again, as we go with his weaknesses, he was corrupt as all get out.
Yes.
And he was arrogant more than anyone else because he knew he had all that power.
But also along with that, the magician could be portrayed as a narrator.
True.
In some classic stories where where the story is actually being told from a third person's perspective, and you know everything because this person is telling you what they know.
Right.
So that's a great one. How to play that omnipotent, it's kind of hard to do, especially with what we do, other than, yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
I already knew that was happening.
Yeah.
Have you heard? Yes.
Yeah, even if you look at Robin Hood, Sheriff of Nottingham.
Yes.
Same kind of thing.
Not the sheriff, because the sheriff was, depending on which story you go with, the sheriff was kind of a bumbling buffoon in most portrayals. In some tellings of Robin Hood, they do have the witch or the sorceress that is like the consort to Robin Hood.
Yes.
I think more along the lines of the oracles. For example, Disney's animated version of Hercules.
Yep.
The singing oracles, they would be considered magicians.
True.
Okay. Corruptibility, that's easy. Ask the Lord Sheriff how he portrays corruptibility,
Yes, he plays it very well.
and he'll also show you a grand example of arrogance.
He oozes arrogance.
He does. The only thing he's missing is the omnipotence
Yes.
and discipline.
No, he is disciplined to his arrogance and corruptibility.
Fair enough.
He does have the discipline.
Here is one that Yen Shang was built off of. It's actually the primary.
This is you.
Yes.
For sure.
So the independent thinking virtue, he's got his own virtue. He owes nobody favors, and he does basically what he wants. Unfortunately, that means that he's very self-involved because he's always looking out for himself, and potentially a criminal. I'm just a nautical merchant. I don't know why they said criminal.
Yeah, I don't know.
But this is Yen Shang because everything that he does is basically to further his own goals.
Right.
So, again, when you look at he was the hero, he was written as the hero and the outlaw. Another great example of this would be Robin Hood.
Yes.
Who is a hero, but at the same point, he is an outlaw because he doesn't really do things of normal societal conditions? No, conventions. There we go. He does think, so the way that I portray Yen Shang is, I don't need Lord Robert to tell me this is what I need you to do. Instead, I will just go into action.
Correct.
And do what I need to do. For example, on several occasions when Lord Robert is speaking with someone, Yen Shang basically just patrols the area. Mm-hmm. Or he will stand nearby and make sure that there are no assassins about to ensure that the one guy that I have contact with in England does not get murdered.
It's very important for him and for me.
It is, although I did make friends with the king, so maybe I don't need you after all.
No, you do.
Like we said, great examples of this one are going to be Han Solo, Robin Hood.
Yes.
So let's see
the outlaw, I like to think of, I can't remember the character name, but Clint Eastwood in Pale Rider.
Oh, yes. That's
so very, very, he has his own way of doing things. He's a loner. He has his own set of morals and virtues. And, he beat people with axe handles, which I thought was great.
I'm going to go back to one of our favorite movies, Oliver Platt as Porthos the Pirate.
Porthos the Pirate. I told you I was famous.
Another good one for the outlaw would be Knight's Tale. When you look at William, he is an outlaw.
Yeah,
because he is very self-involved,
very much so,
and he is definitely a criminal.
Yes.
So those are some great examples. Now, when you're portraying the outlaw in the lanes or writing your character for a festival, number one, don't actually steal things from people. It's not good.
Yeah, no, that is a quick way to not be at the festival anymore.
Or you could find yourself friends with a different type of sheriff.
Yes, Chad, don't play.
So you could play this as that. Like maybe there's a group that you've gone with, or my favorite thing, play with the cast members.
Yes,
and you could definitely go about with encountering a lesser noble like Lord Robert Adelborn.
Correct.
Or you could even, if you're so daring.
Ooh.
You could try to go with His Highness.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Well, no, I'm saying no, it is Highness. The Prince of Germany.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that one.
Yeah. I'm not talking about His Majesty. I'm talking about
sorry.
His Highness.
It was
His Majesty is not a good idea.
Terminology. Yes. Don't try that
way
one.
to end up visiting our friend the headsman.
Yes. Quickly.
But going about with some of the lesser nobles, or maybe even some of the commoners.
Yeah.
Where perhaps you give off that air of being a criminal, or you're up to no good, or something.
Start off with the upper middle class.
Which would be him.
No, I'm the lower upper class.
Okay. So merchants.
Yes.
Hey.
Oh, you're kind of upper or lower upper class.
I'm like a ship.
Yeah, you are. It all depends on the
Ebbs
situation.
and flows like the waves.
Yes, absolutely.
So then you move into the explorer. Curious, driven, motivated by self-improvement, but they can tend to be restless. They can be unreliable, and they're never satisfied. See, this is one where I thought
I would put
you wrote.
No. I would actually put Yen Shang slightly into this character,
Sure.
into this archetype. Not one of the major, but definitely
A lesser.
There's parts of this that your character is.
Absolutely, he is constantly restless. He's never satisfied with anything that he sees because he is from the East.
Yes.
And he's curious about everything and everyone because, well, who can help me better my cause?
Right.
So I could see that. I could agree with that one. These characters are naturally driven to push boundaries of the status quo and explore the unknown.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would go in there. So when you think about like these types of people, I don't agree with our master class here that says that it's Sherlock Holmes. I can see the curiosity.
See the driven, motivated by self-improvement. He already thinks he's the best at everything.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put. I wouldn't put Sherlock Holmes in that category.
I probably would give him maybe again as a lesser character trait.
In the beginning, I would put Luke Skywalker.
I can agree with that one.
Yeah,
I can agree with that one.
At the beginning, like the very it'd be episode 4. When he first started. I know I nerded out just a second right there.
You're gonna make somebody mad.
It was episode 4 though.
It was the first one.
It was the first one. That's the first one that came out. That's number 1. But yeah, when he first started learning about who he was, and then he had to learn how to do all this stuff. So he's very motivated,
Right.
very driven to be. And then
They also list on here Huckleberry Finn. I think that's more apt.
yeah.
And Odysseus. I think
Yes.
that's a little bit more apt as well.
Yes.
So playing these traits in character on the lanes, you could be you could be curious about everything and anything.
Yes. And asking a lot of questions would be, of different, different characters you come across.
Perhaps showing some wonderment. As
Absolutely.
As you're looking at things.
And especially if someone came up to you, the perfect thing about this is they came up to you. There could be so many questions about who you are.
Yes.
Because you're the oddity of the fair.
Correct. Correct. Or if you're wandering about and you run into our friend Flim, run into Flim Flam and just, dude, let him gush about his waxless candles.
Yes. And speaking of waxless candles,
Go ahead.
I will be on the search for Phineas Flam this upcoming year.
Oh my
I
goodness.
am not happy with the stock that he sent me. I believe they were defective.
Burned too quickly.
They burned too quickly, yes.
Fair enough.
And so now he shall pay. He's on Lord Robert's bad side.
We're coming for you. Then we have the sage. The sage is the wise figure with knowledge for those who inquire. The mother figure or mentor is often based off of this character.
Yes.
So I think at our festivals, St. Ingrid. But she's not playing a character.
No, but she's there, so she gets included. Perfect one for us would be the professor.
Yes. He has wisdom, he has insight, he has experience.
Lots of experience.
He's very cautious, and he actually portrays this in his speech.
Yes, he does.
He's hesitant to join the action, which is actually kind of true because he kind of stands back on his side when all the chaos is going on.
Yes, he does.
Doesn't really interact with us.
No.
But that's because we're nothing but action, and we don't know how to turn off.
No, we don't. But yeah, it even. Oh God, their names escaped me. The Duke and Duchess of Norfolk.
Oh yes.
So
yes.
I mean, he is very, very knowledgeable.
Yes.
Been in in this thing for a
while.
long time. So those are people that you can, if you have questions, about the fair, CRF particularly, or anything
History-wise, those are the three people
history-wise,
I would talk to.
yeah, find the Duke of Norfolk. The professor will talk to you at length and make sure that your question is answered.
Yes.
I did this when I first joined the cast because I had a lot of questions. Because I had been going to the fair for so long, but I never really dove into the history of things.
Right.
And so when I got on the
because you were dressing up like a pirate.
yeah, of course, and I was, just out having a good time,
Right.
But now that I had a job to do, I didn't want to do. I wanted to portray something correctly, because now I have a job.
Which, really quick, just backing into that one, because the professor is so knowledgeable. If you do dress the role of a pirate, you don the pirate's garbs, you are not a pirate.
No.
You're either a navigator, a sailor, a nautical merchant,
Yes.
or what's the other one that we said? There's one more that we made up, and I can't remember what it was.
I don't remember right off.
I mean, but anything but a pirate.
Yes.
I mean, think about like how often do you run around and somebody's like, "Yeah, dude, I'm a criminal."
Yeah. Because back in this time, and of course, where our festival is situated, the time period, we really didn't have the quote unquote golden age of pirates yet.
No, that's about 200 years later.
Yeah, but if you were to run around, a real, if you were really a pirate and you would be yelling, I'm a pirate," you'd soon find yourself either dead or in jail. So.
Well, so
the glorification of the golden age of pirates is widely wrong.
If you wanted to bring it a little bit closer to modern era, think about like the Wild West.
Yes.
The gunmen, the gunslingers.
Yeah.
A lot of them didn't run around talking about I'm this. There were quite a few that did say that.
They were known more by reputation and word of mouth than them going into a town going, I'm so and so, because then it wouldn't end up well.
And even William H. Bonney.
Yes.
Billy the Kid hid his identity.
Oh yeah, he had several aliases.
He never went around going, I'm Billy the Kid, because he knew that somebody was going to try to take him out.
Yeah.
Either the law or another gunman.
Yeah, exactly.
So think about it that way, guys, when you're portraying your pirates. But back to the stage, if you're thinking like, who can you think about this one? The Oracle from the Matrix.
Yes.
Going back to your favorite, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes. I would even take it a step further and go Yoda.
Yeah. Yoda is definitely one that does not want to get involved in unless he has to.
Yeah, and he did.
Yeah.
Eventually.
And all the little ninja flips and everything.
Yeah, that was uncalled for. But they
great
went,
puppeteering, though.
They went a little too crazy with that one. But I digress. This is not a show about my hatred of the Yoda flips.
Wow.
I could do a show about the hatred of Yoda flips.
Oh, let's not do that. Because then I have to. Well, actually, let's do that because you have to decide. You have to like demonstrate why. And then we have the innocent.
Yes. Certainly not us.
These are morally pure characters, often children whose only intentions are good. Definitely not us.
That is not the Renaissance Rascals.
No, but you will generally see them. They've got high morality.
Yep.
They're very kind. They're very sincere in everything that they do. But they're very vulnerable. They're very naive. They're very rarely skilled at anything.
Yeah.
This is kind of, you don't have to play it as like reducing yourself down to the mentality of a toddler if you were to play this one. You could play it very, very, I would say almost any of the portrayals of princesses and ladies in waiting. when they feign their ignorance.
Yes.
That is the archetype of innocent. Great examples of this one: Tiny Tim
Yeah.
from Christmas Story or Christmas Carol.
Christmas Story, definitely a different.
Yeah,
different,
no,
different
yeah,
thing.
yeah. No.
That was not innocent.
Yeah,
You try out, kid.
Buddy the Elf from Elf.
Buddy,
That's dude. That's what's on the masterclass here.
it is true though.
It is.
It is true.
It is. He is very innocent. He is very sincere in the way that he portrays himself. And,
Yeah.
and very kind, but he's also a bumbling idiot.
Yeah, and see, I love Star Wars. So young Anakin Skywalker
Yeah.
as the child.
Yeah, I could see that one.
Yeah.
I could. During
In
episode
episode
one.
one.
Yes, not the first one, but episode one.
So it would be the fourth movie.
And you could look at this with a lot of different characters. It is hard to play this as a main trait.
Yeah, but even if you did it somewhat as, you were some sort of like a healer type character.
Okay.
And I know this says rarely skilled, but if you were, I guess to quote a notable figure like a Florence Nightingale,
Okay.
who she was very moral. She helped everyone. That's how she got to the position that she was.
Okay.
Now she was skilled, but she was. That's who that is.
Here's another one. Here's another one for you. Snow White. Snow White would be considered the innocent
Yeah, that's true.
because she's very naive. She's very, very, very kind.
Yeah.
And she really didn't have any skills.
Yeah. No, not at all.
So that those are some great examples. If you're looking for more of those, dude, you could do your research on that. But I don't want to go ad nauseum on these guys.
Ooh, good word usage.
Yes, the creator. The creator is a motivated visionary who creates art or structures during the narrative.
Dum dum dum.
So that doesn't mean that they're actually physically making something. They could be, this is. I'll go back to your idea of Cyrano.
Yes.
Cyrano could be considered a creator because throughout the narrative he's creating prose.
Right.
Poems for those out there. But he's creating these sonnets and these poems to woo a lady, and that is the art that he is creating. They are typically very creative people. They will have a lot of willpower and a lot of conviction.
Yes.
Again, that word.
Conviction.
But they're unfortunately self-involved, single-mindedness, and a lack of practical skills.
Have you noticed that everyone who has conviction is self-involved?
I think that's part of the conviction thing, dude.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, as well it should be. If you see something, go get it.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
ask her first. But I'm just saying.
ask for permission.
Yeah. Unless she has spaghetti.
Or a Scotch egg.
Oh yeah.
Or both.
Dude, she had both. Oh.
Then Keith actually will get married and not Robert Adelborn.
Yes, if you bring me spaghetti and a Scotch egg.
No. If she
game
can
on.
make both.
Ooh, if
Yeah.
she could make Scotch eggs?
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
That's where it really matters. Portraying this one on the lanes. Creativity. You could do it with words, or you could do something crazy, something insane.
Something crazy and insane.
Which is us. It's right up our alley.
It is. Malapert, who does the characters.
Yes, Malapert does the characters.
That is very creative.
Or, like...
Any of our musicians,
There we
I
go.
believe, would
Any
put
of
into
the
that.
musicians, we'll call them creators within our narrative. And see, now I'm having your problem. There we go.
I know.
So other things would be like presenting somebody with something that you've created previously to bring into the narrative.
Yes.
So a love letter, if you would.
Oh.
Yeah. A little foreshadowing there. What's up?
Dum, dum, dum.
What's up?
What's up now? Yeah.
Great examples of these are going to be... I got to use this one. Only because I'm geeking out over this.
Is this gonna?
Oh, no, you're gonna be right on board with this.
Okay.
All
right. Hit me.
It is the 4th installment of this franchise that is coming out this year.
What?
Back to the Future. Doc Brown is
Doc Brown is the creator. Yes.
So, that in itself. First off, let me just digress real quick, dude.
It would be so awesome to see him back on the screen.
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Christopher Lloyd, Michael J. Fox, and Tom Holland.
Oh, Tom Holland's in it?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think Tom Holland is like the grandson of Michael J. Fox. I don't know.
I could see it.
That's
I can
just
actually
the way,
see it.
That's just the way that my brain has created the canon.
Let's hope that's
so we'll
the
see
truth.
what happens. But yeah, I'm going to opening weekend for that one.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
So you've also got Zeus from the Iliad.
Okay, yeah.
And then Dr. Victor von Frankenstein. Not the monster.
That would be Frankenstein.
Walk this way. It's Igor.
Wasn't your hump on the other side? What hump? But yes, he would. Yes, Frankenstein would be definitely a creator.
Yes.
Doctor,
not Frankenstein, not the monster.
Yes,
because technically,
the monster didn't have a name. His name was not Frankenstein.
No, his name was Monster.
Yeah, he was Frankenstein's monster. That was it.
Yes,
People get that confused. But we digress.
Moment of silence for Frankenstein's monster. Okay. The ruler.
He was just misunderstood.
Yes. This is... So we don't have to be a king to be a ruler.
No.
Actually, Keith had just said it earlier. His kingdom.
Yes.
He is the ruler of his kingdom, but he is not a king.
No.
His kingdom is basically his barony.
Yes. So as I said earlier, this is now another small part of my character development and then that I'm moving from hero to ruler.
I'm gonna object to one of these strengths right off the bat.
Let's see. Omnipotence, status, resources. I have all that.
No, you have no omnipotence.
I do.
No. Omnipotence.
Yeah.
It's omnipotence, not im.
No, omnipotence. I know where the Scotch eggs are.
Impotence.
I know. If anybody would like to host the Renaissance Rascals podcast, we have an opening. No, So obviously not omnipotence, but to a certain
within a purview of things, yes.
My kingdom, yes, but within a grander scale of everything, no.
Although we could play this off. We could easily play this off because you're not all knowing. However, yes, I just received a message of that. Just yesterday.
Yeah.
I
have a bigger network than most because of Yen Chang.
Yes.
So I know certain things that other people are not privy to because I have a network of people that work for him.
I have a network of spies in France.
Yes.
And Spain and Portugal.
So, yeah, exactly. So I have information coming in from different places that I can use to my advantage,
so
which helps.
The omnipotence could be played.
Kind of. I would still say more just my area, but I do have other outlets and avenues of info.
Oh, dude.
Kind of a master of whispers.
Let's. Okay. I just thought of something. So I'm making this bag.
Okay, you are making a bag.
And inside of this bag, what if I wrote like little itty bitty letters that were like attached to birds?
Oh yes.
And oh.
I like it.
Ooh.
I like it.
Ooh, I like the whole spy thing. That's kind of cool.
I'm digging it. All right.
The weaknesses: aloof. That's you.
Very
Disliked by others. Yes, that's definitely you.
What?
What?
Everyone likes me.
I said nothing.
Everyone likes me.
I tolerate you.
All right, I'll accept that.
The character does anyway. I love Keith. Keith is awesome.
I will accept that.
But the character tolerates him
Yes.
because, well, you allow me to dock.
Yes.
Out of touch.
Yes, very much so.
This is not. Let me kind of clarify, because when somebody is in a position of authority or a position of power, it is not that you are out of touch, meaning that you're just completely oblivious. This is more of that human distancing.
Yes.
So it's like you are now thinking of things as people as numbers,
Right.
and not people. Like I can send 5,000 men to their death, and it wasn't me, so it doesn't matter.
Correct.
Okay. Great examples of this, obviously, His Majesty.
Yes.
So King Lear,
Yeah.
Tony Soprano,
Oh, my dude.
my man.
My man.
My man. This one is where I would say Cardinal Richelieu from our favorite movie, The Musketeers.
Yeah, I can see he's a bit of this.
I would also say Lord Adelmar from our other favorite movie.
Yes, that is probably hitting the
accurate.
nail on the head. Yeah.
Knight's Tale, Lord Adelmar. He is very much so. And again,
And Lord Robert is slightly based on that character.
but his omnipotence comes from that network of information,
Yes.
not necessarily from, oh yeah, I knew that. Let's see here. The Caregiver.
So, yeah, not me.
A character who continually supports others and makes sacrifices on their behalf.
Oh, so I would say maybe a baroness.
Not your Baroness.
No, but if I was to get a baroness, or if you would like to be a baroness at
I'm
the
just
2024
saying that
Colorado Renaissance Festival.
Yeah, I'm just saying that karmically, you're not getting this.
So, folks, if you would like to be a baroness, please send a resume, headshots to Renaissance Rascals at gmail.com.
Oh God, I know what this is going to turn into. We're going to go to rehearsals, and you're going to be walking around. Hey, you want to be a?
I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness! All right, so again, these people are.
I think
they support.
I
Other
think
people.
the Blues Brothers said it best when they said everyone needs somebody to love.
What was that? I thought that was Queen.
Well, they said it too.
Okay,
But the Blues Brothers said it first.
Let's see character examples of this.
Yes.
Mary Poppins.
Honorable, selfless. Yeah.
More-
Lacking personal ambition, leadership. Yeah.
I don't know, because she was kind of a leader.
Kind of.
I mean, a leader of children.
Yeah.
But she still, and she had some influence.
Right. I just watched this movie the other day. It's one of my favorite movies. Oh, it's turning into one of my favorite movies. But Desmond Doss from Hacksaw Ridge.
Oh, and actually, that is
It's true. It's a true story. Yeah.
So yeah, I would go with that. Another example of this, kind of a little bit closer to modern era cinema, is Samwell Tarly from Game of Thrones. He is a very selfless person, but he does not have really a lot of personal ambition.
This is true.
So, but I do like your Desmond Dawes.
Or Samwise Gamgee.
Yeah, Samwise would be another one. That would be another good one. So how would you portray the caregiver in the lanes?
I mean, I would almost say,
I think Lady Spud does that.
yeah. I mean,
She does that very well.
she does. Saint Ingrid.
Again, yes. Yes.
Saint Ingrid, because she kept me alive.
Yes.
Even the professor, I would say, is a caregiver in certain ways,
In a
just
minor
because
trait, yep.
because of his knowledge.
Yep.
The Duke of Norfolk, same kind of thing.
Well, I mean, but the Duke of Norfolk deviates.
Well, I would say
because of the
I would
leadership.
say the Duchess more than the Duke.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. That's a fair statement. Lacking the personal, I would say our rat catcher. Our rat catcher would fit this. The caregiver.
Yeah. Because if you're catching rats,
Well, she's providing a service.
Yes.
But does not really have any leadership skills.
no, and she's missing teeth.
Yes, and she does not want to, and that might have been a little bit of foretelling about the next Baroness.
One can never tell.
Commoner, missing teeth. We said it earlier.
But if she brings me rat spaghetti, I don't know. We may have to
Ew.
draw. Yeah,
Oh.
See,
rat sausages.
Yeah, rat sausages.
No, I'm good, dude.
Yeah.
Never mind. Stay where you're at. Go.
Yeah.
There's a castle over there.
find someone else to make you spaghetti.
Yes.
Pawn it off as your own.
But yeah, so those kinds of people, it's kind of hard to portray that with like solo. You would definitely have to be doting on somebody.
Yeah, I would say.
So if you're watching us, then when your group gets together, not our favorite D&D group, because Dave from accounting always wins.
Yes, hands down.
But when you're coming together and you guys are building your characters, even if you're playing role-playing games, inadvertently you are creating this idea. Most people will not sit down and say, this is the one archetype that I have. They'll end up doing more involved. When it comes to tabletop games, this is kind of your cleric.
I was going to say.
This is your cleric that
my
is
my
the
limited knowledge of D&D.
Yeah.
I was like, cleric, and then you stole my thunder.
Well,
thank you.
We'll move on since he's going to be a petulant child now.
Yeah.
Go back to the innocent. Which one was that?
I had one piece of information, and he stole it from me.
And then we have the everyman.
Everyman.
And this is somebody that everyone can relate to. I would say that in part, this is kind of where Lord Robert is a minor trait as well.
Yes.
Just because the trudging, the struggles that you show while we're in character.
Correct.
I think that that would be a part of that, because everybody can look at that and go, "Oh, dude, I know how you feel, bro."
Yeah, I didn't ask for it, and I think a lot of people can relate to that. Even if you have a job, and your boss goes, "Hey, I want you to do this," and you're like, "Oh, I'm not know if I'm comfortable doing this. I don't have the experience. I don't have the knowledge. I don't." That's where my character is now. I was one thing, and I was thrust into this other thing that I never, ever, ever expected to do.
Right.
And so now I'm like walking around trying to talk to people and figure out, what the hell am I doing?
Right. Right. No, and it's very easy to portray the everyman.
Yeah.
I would say that most patrons actually portray this
Yeah.
naturally.
Yes.
Because it is hence the title, the everyman.
Yeah.
Every person is generally very grounded. They're not very arrogant about things, because you're a stranger in a strange land, and it's very easy to relate to somebody that is lost.
Correct.
Where is Jacques performing? Where is the Scotch eggs? Where is the turkey legs? Lacking.
Where are the privies?
Yeah. Lacking any special powers. We're not talking about mutants and freaking X-Men. We're talking. You don't have any sway over people.
Right.
You're just a commoner.
Yeah.
In many ways, Yen Shang is this, because I have zero influence.
No.
My affluence is not very broad when it comes to Larkspurshire.
Not here, where you're from. It's a different.
Yes.
It's a different thing. But now that you've traveled to a place, so you're kind of tied with me.
Yes.
So your influence, your knowledge base is expanding only because of our partnership.
Unfortunately, I'm only learning because of you.
Yes.
And I'm only learning what you want me to learn.
Correct.
That is the crux of the actual characters of Lord Robert and Yen Shang, is that Yen Shang is learning from the tutelage of Lord Robert. He knows nothing outside of that, other than, I really don't like these people.
Right. And the great thing about our characters is you talk to the commoners more than I do.
Yes.
Because I don't know how to talk to them.
Yes.
But but on the flip side of that coin, when it comes to making the introductions to the nobles, that's where I shine, because
Yes.
that's my lane. And
Yes.
so we have this real cool dichotomy of depending on who we're talking to, is like,
Who
I don't
takes
know.
the lead.
Yeah, why am I talking to this person? But you're like, ooh, I can get information out of this person. I'll talk to them. Cool, go ahead. I don't know what you're talking about.
Which is really fun because it's not just the cast members. Actually, Keith has a tendency that when somebody is dressed as a noble, he will interact immediately.
Yes.
I will not, because again, I'm playing the character. Dude, I love your costuming,
Yeah.
but it's not my place. I would not voluntarily thrust myself in the eyes of somebody that is in China, in the East. If you are a noble, you are part of the law.
Yeah.
You are part of the societal laws. So I would not thrust myself in the eyes of the law voluntarily.
Correct.
So I let him take the lead on that. And it's kind of vice versa, because I will talk to everybody and anybody that is dressed as a commoner or that's dressed in traditional Eastern garb.
Yeah. So like a great example for our characters would be the seamstress.
Yes.
Now, where I would look at her like, whatever, she's just a seamstress, you would see that, oh, yeah, she is a seamstress, but she talks to commoners, she talks to nobles. She is the one that, so she has...
She's my best spy.
Yeah, she picks up information where, hey, we should probably get her on our side. Oh, yeah, but I don't see, because I'm like, I look at her as, well, yeah, she's...
You know what's really dangerous about
Tatters.
this thought process? We're gonna cause so much havoc with this thought, because this is the amount of gossip and craziness that we can cause just by, oh yeah, the seamstress told me this.
Yeah.
Oh, the Duke of Norfolk was parlaying with the fishmonger.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know, oh my goodness, foreshadowing.
Dum, dum, dum.
You don't really need an example of the everyman, but I think my favorite one for this is Bilbo Baggins
Yeah.
from The Hobbit, because everybody can relate to him.
Yeah.
You know, he's just a normal guy that was thrust into this position that he didn't want to be part of, but he just kind of went along with it because he was told he had to.
Yeah.
So that one's probably the best. The other ones that they have on here is Leopold Bloom from Ulysses, or Leslie Knope from Parks and Recreation. I don't know. I don't
watch that one, but all right, I'll go with that.
But okay. And then there's, so I asked you a question earlier about advertising, and this is one of our common themes that you and I share. We don't always go for the funny.
Yes, no.
There are people that are way better at it than we are.
In this show, yes. In our characters,
No.
Our characters are definitely not.
And in
funny.
reality, the in the show, in the essence of the show, it's not us actually trying to set up a long joke or anything. We're just buffoons naturally.
So in case anybody wonders, and this topic has been broached before, we script none of this. So there's no editing, there's no
It's
cuts
all
in this.
recorded one take.
We hit the record button, and then when we're done, we hit the stop button. So
Yes.
don't think we have note sheets down here with different notes about what we're going to talk about, because we don't. We have a plan.
The only thing that we have is our bullet points on the screen.
Yeah, this is it. So much like the characters, you know, that we do at the festival, we have ideas and kind of things that we want to do, but where this all ends up, we have no idea.
So this one is
The Jester.
In our kingdom, there is only one.
There is one.
There is only one. There will only ever be, in my heart, there will only ever be one.
Will only be one. He's like the Highlander.
Yes, he is.
There should be only one.
Which actually is kind of tells about his character a little bit.
Yeah.
So the Jester is a funny character. Think of the comic relief.
Yeah.
But they also speak truth.
He does.
Moulin Rouge. John Leguizamo's character.
Yeah.
He spoke the truth. but he was often the butt of the jokes.
Yeah.
These people, typically, they're funny, they're disarming, they're very insightful, but they can be obnoxious.
Yeah. And see, I would put not as a jester, but as a subcategory of his character would be Fin-Flam.
Yes, because he is very funny.
Yeah.
He can be disarming.
Yes.
He's very insightful on some of the things that he has to offer you.
On his particular product, he is very insightful, and he will sell these products to you or trade or whatnot.
Now, as far as
he can be obnoxious, and yes, he is very superficial.
Yes, the character.
The character.
The actor is actually very humble and very. I think he described himself as a dirty hippie, just not dirty.
I can see that.
As far as the show is concerned, this is the archetype that we take on a lot.
Yes, we do.
But that is mainly because what we're trying to do, our goal here is we're trying to educate you guys on acting, character development, how to be a better character, and how to grow your character, because the and then.
Yeah.
But we are just goofy. We know this.
Yeah. And the reason we had covered archetypes in a previous episode
was
when
4
we did
or 5, yeah.
when we did character development.
Yeah.
We had the character development sheet. We kind of brushed over these, but we wanted to take a whole episode to kind of really go over this stuff, because for us, this helps you out when you come to not just our fair, but any fair, in interacting with people. And especially if you see us, we want to have that good interaction with you, which is why we want you to be fully invested in your character.
It's funny that you say that, because somebody had emailed us and asked, how do you get the most out of your festival experience?
Yeah.
It starts with your character development. It
absolutely
really does. If you come in and you are, bro dude off the street and you're just like, "Sob, dude," you're not going to get as much out of it. You're there to watch the shows.
Yeah, and that's perfectly fine.
And I'm not dogging you on that.
Perfectly fine.
I am not dogging you on that.
No.
But the question that was posed was, how do you get the most out of your festival experience? First off, go as often as you can.
Yeah.
Second, when I say go as often as you can, build that character.
Yeah.
Make that character your persona for the day.
Absolutely.
And have fun with it. Don't be afraid to interact with as many cast members as possible. Now, notice how I said that. Interact with the cast members. Messing with random patrons is not the way to go about it, because you're trolling people.
Yeah, and that's why we did that show of, patrons who are just your regular everyday fairgoers who are there for turkey legs and the crack show. Or a platron, which there are a lot of them that actually have,
and who they are on site.
That are fully invested in their characters, and they are every bit as good as cast members.
Yes.
And then there are the cast members. We strive to, from the time that cannon fires until the time the cannon fires again. We are fully invested in our characters. We walk our character, we talk our character, we act our character. Obviously, when we go backstage, take a break and lunch, that doesn't happen. But
there is we are humans, so there is the occasional break in characters, especially if we are concerned for you.
Yeah, that'll be different. But
that's a whole the facade is dropped at that point, and that is where the actors of Keith and Rob come out. Hey, are you okay?
Yeah.
Like, are you drinking water? Can I get you anything?
Take my mug and drink this. Don't worry about the cooties right now.
It's more important for you to be hydrated than it is for you to worry about the cooties. And yes, after you take your drink, he is going to look at you and say, "We just kissed."
Yeah.
Because that's just what we do.
It's happened. But yeah, so we want you to dive into these characters, because it not only helps Rob and I. It helps the rest of the cast. It helps the rest of the patrons,
And it helps you.
And it helps you have a better time.
Absolutely. I go back to when I was a patron and I started dressing up. And
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool when people would interact, like the cast members would interact with me like I was part of the village.
Right.
I thought that was the coolest thing in the world because, again, and I've said this multiple times, when you go to a theme park, they generally will not let you dress up like somebody that could be mistaken as a cast member.
Yeah.
And if you do, they generally try to avoid you like the plague because they don't want to get you in trouble or themselves in trouble.
Right.
Whereas what we do, we're actually encouraged. We are encouraged to help you enjoy your experience, which for us, again, you create this character that you are who you are. And we're going to recognize you for who you are.
Correct.
I will never, as Yen Shang, go, oh, and what's your real name?
Oh, yeah, no.
Because that is inconsequential in that moment.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It is, you are, I don't know, Bob Marley. And Bob Marley is a musician who is looking for a stage to play on. Okay, cool.
Or if you are Dave from accounting.
Yes.
We saw Dave from accounting.
Yes.
And then the whole rest of the day, he was Dave from accounting.
Yes.
I mean, that's the way he introduced himself in his group of D&D type character people. And so that's the way we addressed him.
Another great example is Iron Bear.
Iron Bear.
I don't know what that guy's name is. I really don't.
We should find him.
I don't want to know his name. He's Iron Bear.
He is Iron Bear.
I do want to find him again, but he is Iron Bear, and that's how he introduced himself to us.
Yes,
and forever he will be Iron Bear.
Yeah.
There's a few patrons that I've met along the way that introduced me as this name.
Yeah.
And that is who they will always be.
Right.
Because I'm not gonna go against that.
Yeah, no.
The great thing about that is that, again, when you introduce yourself as this person, to us, you will forever be that person. Now, if you see us walking around out somewhere outside of festivals, then, dude, hey, how's it going? I'm Rob.
Yeah.
So the reason why I say that is do me a favor. If you do want to come and find us while we're performing, remember, I'm Yen Shang.
I'm Lord Robert Edelborn III.
And that is who we are. Yeah. Now, if you happen to catch us and we're out in the parking lot and not in dress anymore, then you could come up to me, hey, Keith, hey, Rod, how's it going?
Yeah.
But we will always find it entertaining if you go, hey, we know those guys. Those are the Renaissance Rascals.
We're not hard to find.
No, and we're not hard to amuse.
But yeah, no, I just, like I said, I think this episode was really more for you guys to really dive in and find out how you want to portray your character. If you just want to buy some clothes and walk around the festival, that's absolutely fine.
We will still greet you in character.
Yeah, of course. But if this is something that you really want to get into and dive into a character development type thing, then
bring it.
Start here.
Yeah.
This is the basis of your character, how you are going to portray yourself once you walk in that gate. And like Rob said, that is who you are for the day. Don't break that character.
That's how you're going to get the most out of your experience.
Yeah.
Now,
the more you do it, the better you're going to be at it.
I will tell you that going into the nerddom realm of things, if you're looking for that next level of experience with your D&D groups or whatever, make your next character, but have this in mind. Yeah, sure. Min-max, do your stats, whatever you want to do. But try to figure out a way to actually take on and build that persona, because I'm going to tell you what, some of the best characters that I've ever played had a backstory to them.
Yeah.
And
I think any character should.
Yes, but some people, that's not their game style. That's not how they play.
Correct.
And that's okay, because I would not expect that, somebody that has never played, like Keith.
Yeah.
Keith is more of a sports guy than I am. I don't care about sports. But I will nerd out with you all day long, and if you come at me with some clicky clacks while we're in character, I'm going to sit there and marvel at them because they're pretty. But Keith will look at me like, why are you looking at these rocks?
Yeah.
And that's not just the character. That's also Keith going, dude, they're dice. Who cares?
Yeah.
But you can take that experience to the next level. You can build your persona for your character based off of these archetypes and make it more immersive for you and more enjoyable for your party. If you're leading a group, make sure that you are telling people that it is that style of play. That way you don't have a bunch of murder hobos that are going to run around and try to ruin everything in what you have, what you're putting together.
Yeah.
So when it comes to what Keith and I do, we do share a lot of thoughts of the same thoughts on the topics that we're here, but I apply them not just to this, I apply them to many other things.
Correct.
And Keith is kind of just stuck with me on this journey.
I willingly put myself into this boat.
But you know what? I honestly could not ask for a better partner.
Absolutely not.
But then again, there wasn't a lot of takers on this idea.
This is true.
You just happened to be the one that was like, dude, that sounds fun. Let's do it.
I didn't even know what the idea was. He goes, I have an idea. And I'm like, I'm down.
And that's where it all started at. And we are full send all the way around.
Absolutely. It is what we do.
But we've got some great episodes coming up. We're going to teach you about how to be a better background player.
Yes.
As Keith likes to call it, a B player.
A B player.
We're going to talk about that one coming up in an episode. We're also going to talk about some great things like music.
Ooh.
And how you can get ready for your audition as a musician.
Yes.
We're also going to review a really great performance, in my mind, that happened.
You're a bit biased on it, but it was a great performance.
I still tear up whenever I watch it.
I had dust in my eye.
I'm not ashamed to admit that I tear up when I see it.
As well you should.
I'm not, because I'm a proud dad, and damn it, that's the moment.
Exactly.
But I'll tell you what, guys, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you,
for
friends.
This episode of Archetypes and You. My name is Rob.
I'm Keith.
And we're the Renaissance Rascals.
We are.
Don't forget our sponsor for today is...
Unofficially,
the Woodland River
Creations.
Creations. He is one of our friends. You can actually meet him.
Yes.
At the gate.
Yes. He is the gatekeeper.
He's one of the gatekeepers.
Master of the gate.
Master of the gates. And that is, he's so unassuming and so humble.
Very much so.
I really, I met him just on the off chance when I was waiting to get my badge.
Yeah.
And he just kind of looks, so who are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm one of the street cast members. And you are, oh, I'm the guy that runs the gates. I'm like, oh, cool. Nice to finally meet you.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, I had heard that there was some dude that was going to come in. Like, dude, you look amazing. I'm like, thank you. You do.
Yeah. He works there. His wife works the gate. His daughter works
there.
It's a family thing.
Yeah, I know. It's a whole family thing, and I absolutely love them. They're all wonderful people.
They are.
Maybe we'll have them on again later.
Oh, we could.
I really would like to have him on just to talk about, like, what does it take to become one of his crew?
Heartbeat.
I mean, it still kind of cracks me up that they're pirates.
Yeah, well, we put pirates in charge of the gate.
Oh.
There's a lot of pirates down there at the front gate.
There is. That's what cracks me up. Like,
in one Templar night.
Which doesn't make any sense.
Any sense whatsoever. But
At
hey,
all.
welcome to the Renaissance.
Hey, welcome to the Renaissance. Oh, my goodness. We're going to talk about more. And don't forget, we've got live shows coming up. Every month we do a live show.
We do. We've got one coming up February 22nd,
If
7
this one
p.m.
airs after that, then, the next one will be sometime in March. It's okay. And coming up, we're actually going to be traveling to Arizona.
Yes.
Keith and I are going to go run havoc out there. And maybe we'll start our TikTok up.
We probably should. That would be a good place to do it.
We'll have some people that'll follow us around and record video footage of us.
Great. You know what they call that?
Stalking.
Evidence.
Paparazzi.
Yeah. Oh, I like paparazzi.
Yeah, paparazzi.
Yeah.
Evidence. Some people call that a record.
Yes.
Wait, no. How does that work? Evidence and a record. Oh, my goodness. But Thank you once again for tuning in. We
Thank you,
will see you
friends.
guys next time around.
Goodbye, friends.
Goodbye.